All right, y'all. We are live on this fine. What day is today? Is it Wednesday? I don't know. We are live on this fine evening. Whatever it is, I don't really know. And personally, I don't really care. But we have some things to discuss. We have some serious things to discuss tonight. It is one of those nights, guys. We have some things to discuss. We have some things to discuss. I want to do some TA. I want to look at the Bitcoin price. I want to talk about the move that we all just witnessed. And more importantly, guys, I want to talk about Fomo. I want to talk about patience. I want to talk about sticking to your strategy. I want to clarify some things about my trading strategy and the way I trade and what I look for. What is going on, John Wick, Tony Zamora, Crypto Joe? I love you, Crypto Joe. I love all you guys. May God bless all of you in the name of Jesus, our Messiah. Guys, we just experienced something that was very frustrating to me. Now, I was out all day, and I did not have my alerts set for this. Man, look at how sloppy my charts are. Let me get back to a non-sloppy chart. Guys, I did not have my alerts set on Market Cipher B for a green trigger wave. Reason being, I put my alert on only once. Okay, I don't do every bar close because I want to know as soon as this thing is printing. So while I was doing something that had nothing to do with trading, I missed this green trigger wave right here. It was an awesome trigger wave. We had an anchor wave with a clear direction like this, and I missed it. I totally missed it. And then when we come and look at the 24-minute chart, we have something very, very significant, which is we had a money flow crossover. Money flow crossed over from the red into the green on the 24-minute chart. What's up, J Wagman1? Thank you so much for the super chat. Thank you so much. Yeah, guys, so basically, here's what we had. Let me get to the 24-minute chart. As soon as we started printing this green... Whoa, what is going on right here? What is going on? Okay, hang on, guys. My charts are not right. I want to put on the 4-hour, and I want to put on the 24-minute. Here we go. As soon as we were printing this green trigger wave on the 4-hour, we got this money flow crossover right here. And guys, you know, my 4-hour, 24-minute strategy, there are a few different ways that I look to enter a trade on a lower time frame. And I actually want to clarify this. I want to clarify this. The 4-hour, 24-minute strategy that I use, we're always going to be looking for... Well, here, let me quickly go over it because I feel like a lot of people are asking me questions about this. Here's how I'm going to look to enter a trade and make sure that it's going to be a winning trade, okay? We are looking for 5 indications. First, we are looking on the 4-hour time frame. Okay, we are looking to see that we are printing a green trigger wave on the 4-hour time frame, and then we are looking to see that the Wolfpack ID has crossed above the 0 line and has gone from red to blue. This is what we're going to look for a very high probability trade, okay? I have never really lost a trade when I've looked for all these things. Step 1, green trigger wave on the 4-hour. Step 2, Wolfpack ID crossed over from under the 0 line to above the 0 line, giving us a color change. Step 3, we come over to our 24-minute. On the 24-minute, we are looking also at the Wolfpack ID. We want to make sure the Wolfpack ID is crossing above that 0 line. And then we can either enter on the first green trigger wave that the 24-minute gives us, or we can enter on the money flow crossover, okay? So it depends on which one comes first, guys. It really depends on which one comes first. If we get a green trigger wave on the 24, before we get a money flow crossover, I would enter on that green trigger wave on the 24. If we get a money flow crossover before the green wave, I would enter on that money flow crossover because a money flow crossover is very significant. Now, we would not enter on this green wave right here, okay? We would not enter here. I was hoping, guys, in the update that I made that we would actually cool off quite significantly here and come down and print a nice tight trigger wave right here. And also, we were hoping that we were going to get the Wolfpack ID to come back down and come back up. Instead, and this is very important, guys, and this is why I use the Wolfpack ID as a secondary confirmation. If we are printing a trigger wave right here, and by the way, left field, I am not pooping right now, okay? I am not pooping right now. John Wick, yeah, we long on the money crossover on the 24 as long as we get our confirmations. But look at this green trigger wave right here. We would not have entered here because Wolfpack ID was actually coming down. If the Wolfpack ID is coming down, this is very important, guys. Do not enter long. Even if you're getting a trigger wave on the 24 minute, don't enter long because the Wolfpack ID is telling you we don't have the juice. We don't have the juice to continue up. And that's exactly what's happening. We're kind of just petering out, right? We're petering out, right? And if your name is Peter, I don't mean any offense. I don't mean any offense. So here's the thing, guys. And seriously, I missed this entry here. And so I missed the big move, right? And this is something I want to talk about missing moves and not FOMOing. It's very important, y'all. If you miss a move, you have to accept the fact that you missed a move. And you cannot FOMO into a trade after you have missed the move, right? If we come back to our chart here, okay? And here we go, testing resistance again. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. 1 hour, printing a red trigger wave and a red diamond. Guys, if you miss a move, okay, don't try and get in after the move has already happened. Don't try and get into a move right now because right now we have everything against us. The Wolfpack ID is coming down, okay? We have a red trigger wave forming on the 24 minute. We have a red dot on the 1 hour. We're right at a resistance that we have not been able to break through. What we need to do is wait for our confirmation so that we can get a good entry. And, you know, when we see things like this yellow candlestick, it's breaking through that resistance, right? Looks like it's going to break through. We get the desire to FOMO, right? But we shouldn't do that. We should wait for our confirmations. We should wait until, you know, like Wolfpack ID, there is some wiggle room here. Like if Wolfpack ID is coming down and we get a nice like bounce like that, and you see that we're getting a bounce, then that could be okay. But it works best. It works best and it is the most reliable when it comes down below the zero line and then comes back up. So if you guys miss a move, it's always best not to FOMO in. It's best to just accept the fact, okay, I missed that move. I'm going to wait for the next move. Now let's talk about Bitcoin because I think some very significant things have happened. And I hear a rumor in the chat that ETH is going up. We should check ETH because it's going up. Let's check ETH. Going up, ETH. ETH is looking pretty good on the 4 hour too. Yes, Shloms 021 asks, when you set an alert on TradingView, will it notify you right away if you choose once per bar? Yes. Yes, it will notify you right away when it starts to print. And that's why I missed my entry here. The reason I missed my entry is because I had it on once per bar, and this green dot caused it to cancel, caused the alert to cancel, and then we were printing a red dot earlier today, and I thought to myself, well, I thought we were going to come down. Man, Bitcoin, what are you doing to me? Bitcoin is just stringing me along with all these empty promises, right? my alert, it wasn't set. But guys, there's some good news, right? I think that we have some good news here. Um, the good news, I think, is that we broke out of this resistance again, right, guys? So we were, oh yeah, John Wick says, turn the like button blue, and also, um, guys, I don't know if you've been reading the news lately, but there's some really cool articles in the news on Cointelegraph.com. People are predicting an almost 300,000 Bitcoin by December, and that's pretty cool, guys. Bitcoin is super bullish, but it's definitely not as bullish as the Jason Casper like button. Guys, the Jason Casper like button spikes to new all-time highs while Bitcoin bulls aim to recapture 57K, which, by the way, they did. But guys, the like button for this video, I don't know if you've seen the charts for the like button on this video, but they're absolutely going parabolic right now. Absolutely going parabolic. Yeah, check it out, guys. Check it out. Market Cipher is telling us that we are, Wolfpack ID is telling, I mean, look at this, guys. Parabolic. You guys need to FOMO into the like button of this video. When it comes to not FOMOing, the like button is not the time to stop FOMOing. This is the time to start FOMOing. We are going parabolic. This thing is going to 5 million. Bitcoin is going to 300,000. And guys, there's some really good things happening. There are some really good things happening to Bitcoin. Let's check it out. We were tracking this cup and handle pattern here, right? This cup and handle that was forming. This cup and handle where we had our nice handle, we had our nice cup, and we were expecting, right? We were expecting us to dump over the weekend, and, then we were going to break out of this cup and handle and we were going to go to 70K plus. Over the weekend, we had this very strange anomaly where we actually hit a new all-time high over the weekend, which is extremely, I don't think that's ever happened to Bitcoin before, definitely not while the future markets were open. And then we just started to dump. We started to dump, okay? Saturday night, we started to dump. Now, it's very interesting that it seems like we have officially now broken out of this cup and handle pattern. Okay, we're above this resistance, which is it's a very significant level. We are above this resistance right here. Okay, this was the neckline of the cup and handle. And if we ignore this little whoops, you know what it looks like? It looks like someone was drinking a cup of coffee in the car and they went over a bump and the coffee spilled out a little bit over the weekend and made a little spill, okay? But you can see that we have broken above this key resistance level, which in my mind is showing us that we can expect more upward movement for Bitcoin from here on out, okay? Even look at the daily time frame, guys. Look at the daily time frame. We were forming a huge cup and handle on the daily time frame. We broke out of the cup and handle. And now we're actually, remember, we were all concerned. Well, I wasn't really concerned about it, but people were concerned about this red diddly don't on Market Cipher beyond the daily. And the reason it's called a diddly don't is because we diddly don't want to long when this thing is red on the daily time frame. But now we're printing a green wave on Market Cipher on the daily. Wolfpack ID is making a nice upturn, right? It's making a nice upturn. I like that. I like that. So I think, guys, we have upward potential here. I think all the downward potential that we were concerned about, now that we've broken above this neckline, I think we don't really have to worry about that anymore. Another awesome thing that I see here, and honestly, maybe I'm speaking too soon. Perhaps if we retest this neckline and then come back up, I can speak more soonly, if that's a word. But if we turn on our 21 EMA, okay, we can see that we have officially confirmed bullish on the 21 EMA on Market Cipher. We've confirmed bullish. Not only that, we have a blue triangle, which is a signal of a trend reversal, okay? We were coming downwards, now we're coming upwards. We have a purple triangle on Market Cipher A. We have a green dot on Market Cipher A, which is also a bullish sign. Okay, obviously Market Cipher A's indicators can't be, they're not as surefire as Market Cipher B. But these are all bullish indications, guys. All bullish indications. Now, I drew some trend lines here because I think these are interesting. I'm going to get to these in a minute, but first I'm going to get into the chat, y'all, and see what's going on in the chat. Matthew Yao wants to know, Jason, what would you do if a 4-hour prints a green dot trigger wave but prints a red dot on the next candle? Do you get out of your entry? Yes, I would. Yes, I would. 24 frames per second burned their nuts on their coffee. That probably means what? You listen to my advice, which is not financial? Yeah, guys, again, this is not financial advice. You know, if you listen to me, you're going to stub your toe on the rocking chair on the way to bed at night. Okay? You're going to catch your hair on fire. You're going to have a random bald spot. Okay? You're going to smell like smoke. Just don't do it. This is not financial advice. Yeah, guys, I am going to get into some I'm going to get into some Ethereum TA as well. But yeah, I quickly want to look at Bitcoin here, okay? Because Bitcoin is really of interest to me. I'm going to turn off Wolfpack ID for right now. And I'm going to be looking at the man, my charts, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to be looking at the 4-hour time frame first, okay? I'm going to turn off Wolfpack ID. And guys, the reason my charts are so messy is because I guess I'm just a messy kind of guy. Let's turn off some stuff. Let's turn off the volume indicator. And let's just look at what we were kind of tracking here, all right? We were tracking us trading in this giant channel. This giant channel right here. And we were kind of noticing that the channel was split, okay? It was split into two halves. And we were kind of trading in between these two halves, right? We came up to the resistance. We bounced off this middle line. We came down. We came up and bounced off the middle line again, came down. Traded along the middle line before we hit the resistance. Traded along the middle line before we hit the support. Okay. Let's just move this up a little bit now. Now, again, I was expecting us to come down and kind of hit this trend line again because that would give us a perfect bounce off the 50% Fibonacci level, as well as having us retest this key support and resistance that was support and resistance from February 17th all the way to March 7th. But look at what happened here. We got a bounce, a perfect bounce off the 382 Fibonacci level, and instead of getting rejected off the this red line, the 0.236, we just kept on going. So in my mind, our next stop is this level up here, which happens to be, you know, by the time we get here, depending on how fast it happens, you know, 61,000-ish, right? And to me, that's a super, super bullish sign because we all thought when we broke out of here originally that we were going to go up to, you know, 70K. So just something to keep our eyes on, guys. Just something to keep our eyes on. Now, when we come back and look at the other chart here, okay, this is very important. This is where I'm marking our daily and weekly levels of support and resistance. And guys, if you want to learn these things, if you want to learn support and resistance, if you want to learn Fibonacci, if you want to learn how to use Market Cipher, I am offering a course, a comprehensive trading course that is meant for new traders as well as people who have been trading only for a short period of time. And the purpose of this course is to equip you with all the skills and knowledge that you need to be confident in your trading, to enter into trades without second guessing yourself, without worrying about what I'm doing, without worrying about what CryptoFace is doing, without having to constantly wonder, is this a good trade or not? We're going to go over everything from the basic introduction of what a candlestick is, all the way to, you know, using Market Cipher, and then we're going to tie it all together and teach you how to create your own strategy, how to create your own winning strategy. We're going to give you a step-by-step guide. We are going to teach you how to backtest the strategy so that you can have confidence in it, okay? And we're even going to give you example strategies that you can use that have already been back tested and shown to be profitable so that you have a starting place. Because there's nothing worse than somebody teaching you how to trade and then saying, I'm not going to give you any strategy. I want you to figure out your own strategy. Every trading course I've ever taken told me, I'm not going to teach you my strategy because I want you to find out your own. I get that, but the thing is, how are you going to develop your own strategy if you have never actually used any kind of strategy before? It's like learning an instrument or even learning a language. How are you going to learn how to play guitar if you don't learn other songs first? How are you going to learn how to write music on the piano if you don't learn Beethoven's 29th symphony in the key of F sharp minor? It's very difficult. So we're going to give you some strategies you can use and build off of. We're going to teach you risk management. There's going to be questions and answers in the Discord. It's going to be a good time. It's going to be a good time. Now, these are some key support and resistance levels, and if anybody is super new and you don't know what a support and a resistance is, let me quickly just go over it. A support is like a floor. It's an area where price does not break below. Let me quickly give you a demonstration of such things. Okay? This is the most basic technical analysis, and if you just get support and resistance down, you will find yourself entering into many, many more successful trades. How you're going to do it is you're going to look at a chart, and you're going to look to the left of the chart, and what you're going to do is you're going to find areas where price has historically found a sticking point. And you're going to draw a line, a horizontal line in TradingView by Control H. And you're going to start on the high time frames, and you're going to find these areas starting from the left of the chart, right, where price has found a sticking point. And you're going to mark these levels out. You're going to mark them out. And the thing is, guys, these are very significant levels, and the reason is because these levels mark the areas where price has found a sticking point, and when price finds a sticking point, it means that there's a lot of liquidity in this area. People are doing a lot of buying and selling in this area, right? And price tends to retrace and come back to the places where people were buying and selling because the market naturally wants to get more liquid assets so that people can continue buying and selling and push the price action either up or down. Look, for right here, this was a resistance. Okay, a resistance is a ceiling where price cannot break through. For 4 days in a row, we tried to break through this resistance and we're unable to. And then again, we tried to break through this resistance and we're unable to. And then again, price, after this big dump, we finally came back where? To this exact resistance, this exact area of liquidity. And it wasn't until we had a nice clean breakout of here that we were able to break this resistance. And then down here, this is a support. A support is like a floor. Price can't break down below. We tried to 1, 2, 3 days in a row. After we had this huge run up, look at where price immediately comes down to in the dump, right back to this support, this area of liquidity. And then for 3 days in a row, we tried to break below this support and were unable. And so these become very significant levels when we are trading. Now I have them marked out here. If there's a D, that means I drew this support and resistance level on the daily time frame. If there is a W, that means it's a weekly time frame. If there's a 4, that means it's on the 4-hour time frame. If there's a 1, it means it's on the 1-hour time frame. And the higher the time frame, the more significant these levels. Right now, we are coming up to a daily / weekly time frame, right? If we come to the daily chart, we can see that this is a resistance level where price was trading here 1, 2, 3 days in a row, and now we're back here again. So we come back down to our lower time frame, and look at all the price action that happened right here. It was support, it was support, it was support. Now we're trying to break through this resistance. This is a very key level. And so when we're looking at price action, we want to look at it move from level to level. And what we want to do is we want to find confluence between these support and resistance levels and Market Cipher. So if Market Cipher is giving us a bullish signal and at the same time we are coming up above a resistance level, this is how we know that we found a good entry. And this would have been our perfect entry. Market Cipher was giving us green bullish momentum, and we were breaking above a weekly resistance at the same time. That's the thing we want to wait for if we're coming up to a resistance level. We don't just want to FOMO long at a resistance level. We want to wait until Market Cipher is confirming that we have upward momentum. Now, on the 4 hour, it looks like we still have upward momentum. But this is why when we're using Market Cipher, we need to use multiple time frames. We cannot just use only the 4 hour. That's why I encourage people to use multiple time frames like the 4 hour and the 24 minute. And I found and have discovered, along with other people in the Discord, that if you use the 4 hour, which is actually the 240 minute, you divide that by 10, you get the 24 minute. If you're using the 3 hour, that's actually the 180 minute, you divide that by 10, you get the 18 minute. When you use time frames that are a division of 10, is that the right term? I don't know, because I don't know math. I don't know science. I don't know math. I can't read. I'm just a southern farm boy out here, and I love cryptocurrency. But I'll tell you, all right, what was I even saying now? Dang it. What was I saying? Yes, I'm saying the multiples of 10. All right, they have synergistic working, these two time frames. And right now, even though the 4 hour is looking kind of bullish, even though that VWAP is looking a little bearish, we can see on our 24 minute, even though money flow is getting bigger, we need some time to cool off before we can continue on. We need some time to cool off before we can continue on. And I do believe that Bitcoin is going to continue on now, guys. I do. This was an extremely bullish move, right? We were lacking volume. We were trading sideways in the doldrums for all this time, and we finally got that huge break. But now, we missed that initial move. At least I did. I know a lot of people caught that move. And if you already caught that move, I would not close my position at all right here at this resistance. If I were in this move, I would take a little profit out and look possibly to enter in if we bounce off, I don't know, this 21 EMA. That would be great. If we came down and we bounced off this 21 EMA, we came down a little bit and then came back up. And at the same time, Market Cipher B cools down and then we print a nice trigger wave right here. That would be really nice, guys, if we had this double bottom, then the initial trigger, then the money flow cross, the pump, the cool off, the retest of the 21 EMA, and then a tight trigger wave while the money flow is still in the green. As long as we're still printing this green dot right here, right, as long as Market Cipher B doesn't print us a red dot in the 4 hour, that would be a great time for me to look to enter a long. Of course, guys, it's important to remember that when we are looking for longs, using the 4 hour time frame and the 24 minute time frame, the first move is always the most explosive. I shouldn't say always, but oftentimes the first move is the most explosive, and then the second move usually doesn't give us as much. But a lot of times I've noticed these things happen in two moves. We have that first smooth move, and then we'll consolidate a little bit, and then we might have another move that's not as intense, but still smooth. Still smooth, like a bowl of oatmeal with prunes and lots of fiber. Okay, so let's take a look at the chat here, and let's see. Yeah, guys, congratulations to everybody who made gains today. Congratulations to Mixel Is, who made 50% gains today. What's up, SW? This is Jason Casper, aka Billy Casper. Free Mankind says, Jason, the results on Market Cipher are different if you use regular candles and Heiken Ashi. CryptoFace uses Market Cipher with Heiken Ashi. Why do I use regular candles? That is a wonderful question, and I'm so glad you brought it up. And while I answer it, I will turn on a more aesthetic chart for us to look at, because I am all about aesthetics. Even though I'm a power lifter, I appreciate aesthetics, and I like aesthetics. I like to be aesthetic, and I like to look at aesthetic charts. So I will look at this aesthetic chart while I answer that question. I prefer normal candles as opposed to the Heiken Ashi candles because when I learned how to trade back in the day, I did not know Heiken Ashi candles were a thing. and I got very, very comfortable doing technical analysis on regular candles. When I turn on the hike in the sheet candles, it freaks me out, man. It freaks me out. I can't find accurate levels of support and resistance because of these wicks. Now, I understand that the top of the wick equals the top of the candle, but it just doesn't look right to my eye. So for me, it's a personal preference thing. I know that sometimes the hike and sheet candles will print signals on Market Cipher B after they're printed on regular candles. So because I'm aware of that, I will oftentimes switch between hike and sheet and regular candles. But when I am analyzing a chart, I want those regular old candles. I want them to be regular and I want them to be old. Okay? Regular and old. And if you get to be an old person, it is very pleasant if you are regular. Okay? We want to have those smooth moves. Like this right here, a very smooth move. And not only was this a smooth move, guys, but look at this nice, I know we can't really call this an ascending triangle because we didn't really do this, right? We didn't really do that. Okay? But it kind of is an ascending triangle. It kind of is. And we kind of just broke out of that. And we kind of just confirmed bullish again on the 21 EMA. So, just throwing that out there, y'all. Just throwing that out there. Let's take a look at the daily one more time. Let's take a look at the daily. I was kind of keeping track of this strange pattern on the daily on Market Cipher B. I was keeping track of this. And I don't know if this means anything, guys. I really don't. Maybe I should talk to CryptoFace if I ever talk to CryptoFace again. I don't know if I ever will. That is a rare occasion, I feel, when somebody gets to talk to CryptoFace. But it seems like we're forming some kind of triangular shape on Market Cipher B on the daily. And I'm wondering what this means. I'm wondering if this is something that we could like break out of right here and get this crazy pump up to 72K. Now, let's look at some targets. Let's look at some targets, guys. Let's set some targets for Bitcoin. Guys, we have 613 viewers in the house, and we only have 200 likes. I would really appreciate it if you guys could FOMO into the like button. Don't be patient. Don't wait for a good entry. Don't wait for it. FOMO in. All right. Egghead Shelly, Jason Casper, red dot in 1 hour. Does that factor into your TA at all when looking at the 4 hour and the 24 minute? That's a great question, guys. That is a great question. Before I project my targets for Bitcoin, let's talk about that. Okay? Let's talk about that because here's the thing, guys. When you find two synergistic time frames, like the 4 hour and the 24 minute, it will help you cancel out the noise. Okay? Now, don't get me wrong. I know that other people look at multiple time frames, and I look at multiple time frames. But when you find two that are synergistic together, it will cancel out the noise. You will find that you don't really have to worry about what the 1 hour is doing as long as you are paying attention to your two synergistic time frames. I'm confident that when my 24 minute gives me a bullish long signal, okay, and I'm not just talking about a dot here. I'm talking about my whole strategy. And if you guys are unfamiliar with the strategy, you can check it out. Come over here to playlists on my channel. Go to Market Cipher Tutorials. And come down here to this video called How to Win... Wait, is that the right one? Winning Market Cipher Strategy for Beginners. Step-by-step guide, okay? Step-by-step guide. This is my exact strategy. And this is, obviously, I don't always stick to it 100%, but if you were to stick to it 100%, when you get a buy signal on this 24-minute time frame, the 1 hour time frame will have already taken care of itself. What I mean by that is the 1 hour time frame will be already ready to come back up, and it won't be printing that green dot yet. But it will be ready to, and your 24-minute is going to basically let you know that momentum is starting to head back up in your favor. The problem happens when people bounce around from time frame to time frame, and they get mixed signals, right? They get mixed signals. Like, for example, they might go to the 2 hour and see that we're not printing anything, and then go to the 1 hour and see we are printing something, and go to the 15-minute and, the 10-minute, and these things conflict. These things conflict. What you need to do is you need to find two time frames, an environmental time frame, which is a higher time frame, and an execution time frame, which is a lower time frame. The higher time frame will basically give you your overarching direction. Are you going to be looking for a long or short? Your execution time frame will give you the best entries, right? So like right now, Market Cipher B is saying go long on the 4 hour, right? It's just giving us a green dot, but we don't just look for dots. We look at everything. We come down to our lower time frame and see, no, don't go long right now. Wait for things to cool off. Wait for the RSI to come down. Wait for Market Cipher B to come down. Wait for Wolfpack ID to come down. Clearly, we're at a resistance, and we need to catch our breath, right? Bitcoin just ran up the stairs. Bitcoin sprinted up the stairs, 20 miles per hour, and now Bitcoin needs to catch his breath a little bit, right? And we're at a resistance. So that is why I don't really worry myself when I have two time frames that work together. I don't worry myself with the other ones, because that will just confuse me. That will confuse me. I backtested my strategies. I know that they work. And yeah, guys, that leads me to something else, which is, sticking to your strategy and having patience. Like, I know how much it sucks to miss a move, because I missed one today for a stupid reason, which is I forgot to set my alert, okay? I forgot to set my alert. I was in a crappy trade yesterday. I got a crappy little... It wasn't a crappy trade. It was a good trade, right? I was in profit. I think I entered, I entered somewhere... I think after this green dot confirmed somewhere. So I entered, here, and I ended up getting out here. So what did I, 1.85% with 3x leverage. All right, it wasn't that great of a move. I was hoping we were going to have more of a move like this, right? But I missed my alert. I missed the move. Now I just have to be patient and not FOMO in. I have to stick to my strategy. That is so important. Guys, if you have a strategy that you have backtested and you know works, it's vital that you stick to that, because if you start to deviate from it and rationalize as to why you should enter anyway, I guarantee as soon as you click that buy button, price will go down. Or as soon as you click that sell button, price will go up. That's how it works if you don't stick to your strategy. And if you're not patient, guys, if you're not patient to wait for those perfect entries, you're going to find yourself in losing trades. And one of the things about having a strategy, a back-tested strategy that you know works, means you are not going to get every single move that price makes. Because part of having a strategy, the reason you're putting together a set of confirmations, A, B, C, D, E, have to be true for you to enter a trade. It means sometimes A, B will be true, but C, D, and E will be false. You won't enter the trade, but price goes up anyway, and that's okay. You have to be okay with that, because you know that if all 5 confirmations happen, that you are going to be in a winning trade, and so you need to be patient and you need to wait for those perfect opportunities to come, because then you know that you will be profitable over time. And part of that is setting alerts, like what I didn't do today, which was very frustrating, extremely frustrating. I had a frustrating day. It was a frustrating day in general, okay? And that was the icing on the cake, on the vegan organic cake, right? It's basically just a pile of vegetables, Let's check out the chat and see if anybody has anything to say. Keith Detweiler wants to know how to set a good alert. Yeah, I'll get into that. Ricardo, this run-up had Jason Casper written all over it. Just like you showed us, I got in and made a huge trade. That's awesome. Yeah, anybody who... Yo, Crypto Face in the house. What is going on, Crypto Face? Crypto Face, I have a question for you, man. If you're in here, if this is the true... It has to be the true Crypto Face. He's a mod. Crypto Face, what do you think about on the daily time frame, what do you think about this like triangle thing that's forming? What does this mean, man, on the daily time frame? I've noticed it. I don't know what it means. I can't think of anything. Let's see here. Yeah, congratulations to everybody who got in this trade. I know CryptoFace got in this trade. And look, guys, it was a perfect trade using the 4-hour, 24-minute strategy. As soon as you start to print this green trigger wave, as soon as you start to print that thing, you would have gotten in as right the first confirmed candle when the money flow crossed over, which would have been right here. Right here, you would have gotten in right before this huge pump. Just following that simple strategy, being patient, waiting for your confirmations, right? Set your alerts. Oh, man. And you could have had this nice, juicy 6.6, well, I mean, you could have had a nice 7.35% trade here if you had gotten to the exact top. But isn't that awesome how the strategy got you in exactly at the right time? Exactly at the right time. Man, if only I had remembered to reset my dang once per bar green dot 4-hour alert after this thing timed it out for me and I got into this stupid little 1% long, and then this red dot made me think I wasn't going to have to enter a trade the whole day. Oh, man. What a bummer. What a bum. Let's see. Let's take a look in the chat here. Oh yeah, I was going to talk about setting alerts. Right? Yeah, some people are still in this trade, and honestly, I mean, there's no reason to not be in the trade. I mean, I don't know. We're at a resistance. I don't know. I mean, it's still looking bullish to me, man. It's still looking bullish. I mean, the daily's bullish. The 8-hour looking pretty dang bullish. The 6-hour, the 4-hour, the 3-hour, the 2-hour. I don't know about the 2-hour, but hey. I mean, the 2-hour is looking like we're about to get a money flow crossover here. So, yeah, so let's talk about alerts. If you want to set an alert, okay, and remember, guys, one more thing I need to say, okay? Remember, and this is important, y'all, okay? When you're trading according to the strategy that I outlined in this video right here, Market Cipher trading strategy, win every trade, step-by-step guide. When you're trading this strategy, again, the first move is always going to be the best. We don't always get second pumps, but we oftentimes do. And when we do, we need to make sure that we're waiting for confirmation, meaning the 4-hour is still bullish, okay? The 4-hour is still bullish, and on the 24-minute, it's also extremely important that we use the Wolfpack ID, okay, especially for that second move, right? If this thing don't cross down, right, and cross back up, then I would not enter that trade, all right? I wouldn't do it. That's just me, guys. I'm a very conservative trader, and you can tell by my southern accent that I'm extremely conservative, all right? Now, I like to get in on the first pumps. I like to wait and be patient, wait for my confirmations, all right? And then I enter, and I take them nice smooth moves, all right? Take them smooth moves, full fiber, okay? And I ride them up. Now, sometimes I might just stay in the trade here, you know, for a long time. A lot of times, you guys know I enter trades and I'll stay in them for a number of weeks, all right? But things are still uncertain in my mind, guys. Like, even though I think I've already told you I think we're bullish, right? I think we are, But I would really like to wait until we come up, above this middle trend line here, and hopefully above, this all-time high, before I enter into like a long-term trade where I'm confident holding that for a long time. Yeah, did anything I say even make sense? I don't know. Yeah, yep, Jason Crypto, aka Billy. People want to see me squat and deadlift. I love squatting and I love deadlifting. I'd say deadlifting is my favorite thing to do. Um, I like to deadlift while I am trading. Yeah. Yeah, let's talk about alerts, guys. Sorry. So, alerts. Here's how you're going to set alerts. Sorry, it's been a long day. You're going to click on Market Cipher. You're going to right-click that, or if you're on a Mac, you'll two-finger click that. You're going to click Add Alert on Market Cipher, and it's very simple. What do you want to happen? So first, make sure that Market Cipher is clicked, Market Cipher B, right? And then let's say you want a green dot. You'll click blue wave crossing up small green dot. And then you have some options here. You have only once. This will alert you as soon as a green dot starts to print, okay? As soon as a green dot starts to print, you will get an alert on your phone if you have the app that says blue wave crossing up. I changed this to say, 4-hour green dot, explanation point, okay? I like this the best for your environmental time frame if you're looking for an alert, because this will alert you as soon as that thing starts to print. Sometimes your entry will come before the 4-hour candle closes. A lot of times your perfect entry will come before that 4-hour candle closes. So you need to be alerted as soon as that candle starts to print a green dot. Okay, if you put once per bar close, this will only give you an alert once that 4-hour candle closes. Now, the only pro to putting it on once per bar close is that you can keep it on. It won't time out. Like if you put it on only once, as soon as it prints, your alert will be canceled and you'll have to restart the alert. If you put it once per bar close, the alert will stay on and alert you every single time a candle closes with a green dot. But a lot of times you'll miss your move if you put it on once per bar close. So you put it on only once, okay? And then you click create. And that will create the alert. Click continue anyway, okay? That's how you're going to put an alert, and you can put alerts for anything you want. Like, for example, I can right-click, add alert on Market Cipher B, and let's say I want to put an alert on something crossing up, okay? I want to put Market Cipher B. I want to put the money flow. I want to put Market Cipher B money flow is crossing up the Market Cipher B 0 line. Like that, okay? I want, it's just like step by step, the condition. Market Cipher B, the money flow, is crossing up the Market Cipher B 0 line. And I could put this on the 24-minute chart if I want to and get an alert as soon as the money flow crosses over from below the 0 line to above the 0 line. That's how you're going to set alerts. And it's important that you make sure that they're always on, and you come over here to the alert section. And yeah, see, like, look at this, right? This alert here, blue wave crossing up Bitcoin 4-hour, was stopped. It was stopped on March 14th, which was a while ago, guys. That was a while ago. So, I caught this one without an alert because I was looking at the charts all day. I forgot to reset my alert today. But now I have one. I have one set. So next time my opportunity comes, I'll be here. I'll be here waiting. Yeah. Yeah, also, guys, buy high and sell low. That tends to be a good strategy. What is my deadlift? My max deadlift, conventional deadlift, is 585. I know that's an awkward number, but that's what it is. Yeah, once per bar. I already went over once per bar. I can deadlift a lot more if I'm doing trap bar. Can an old alert be renewed, says John Wick. Yes, John Wick, an old alert can be renewed simply by coming into your alert section and just click the restart button. And boom, now I have a renewed alert here. I have a renewed alert. My squat, my max squat is not that much. It's not, I'm just not built for squatting. 455. 455 is my max squat, but I've actually done it for a double. I've done it for a double. I haven't tried to go higher than that, and I don't ever plan to either. I don't plan to because there's no reason to. What's going on, David Gorman? Can I go over Wolfpack? Yeah, I can go over Wolfpack. Free Mankind, is there a way to set an alarm with multiple conditions? For instance, when Market Cipher and Wolfpack are at a specific setup simultaneously. You know what? I don't know how to set alerts for the Wolfpack thing. Like if I try to add an alert on Wolfpack, you can only really do crossing up, like, you know, Wolfpack crossing up the zero. You could do like you could do like the I don't think you can set a good alert on Wolfpack. But here's the thing: you don't need to set alerts on Wolfpack, and the reason for that, guys, is because Wolfpack acts as a secondary confirmation. Okay, so if you're trading with that strategy, Wolfpack is a secondary confirmation, meaning you're only going to look at Wolfpack if you're already getting alerts for other confirmations, right? Wolfpack is like the gatekeeper that's protecting you from going into a gate if on the other side of that gate there was a fire-breathing dragon that was going to eat you up. Because this will keep you out of a bad trade. So let's say you get an alert, 4-hour trigger wave, cool. Then you get an alert, okay, money flow crossover on the 24, cool. Now you can look down at Wolfpack and just real quick, you don't need an alert. You already got your alerts. You can just say, okay, I'm getting 4 out of 5 confirmations. Let me look down at Wolfpack. Yep, Wolfpack just crossed over from the zero line and turned blue. I'm going to go and enter this trade. But let's say you get an alert right here that says, oh, we got a 4-hour dot down here, and now we're getting a 24-minute dot. Let me real quick check Wolfpack. Oh, Wolfpack's coming down, right? No, I'm not going to enter that trade. Okay? That's kind of how you would deal with that, guys. That's kind of how you would deal with that. Yeah, let's mark out some levels. Let's mark out some levels. I love levels, but let's take a look at Ethereum. Guys, I'm still long on Ethereum. I've been long on Ethereum literally for long. I'm in a long. I've been in a long since right around here. And I had no good reason to enter that long, but I did. And I'm just holding it until we get to $2,500. I almost said 25,000. Maybe I'll hold it to 25,000. Let's check out Ethereum. Let's draw some nice levels on Ethereum. This is the daily time frame. Let's go to the weekly real quick. And I'm just going to draw out some weekly support and resistance levels. Yeah, I'm going to put one right here. And I'll put one right here. This is a really significant one there. Well, obviously, this is one here. Let's go down to the daily. Let's make sure that we mark these things out. Give it a week. Week. Then we'll go down to the daily, and we'll mark out some levels here. Yeah, I would say for sure right around here for a daily one. Where else? Yeah, I mean, Yeah, I put one here too. Okay, so I think these are the levels that we are trading right now. Um, yeah, I mean, let's go down to the 4 hour and let's see what we got going on here. Okay, so the 4 hour, we had this nice, we had almost very similar to Bitcoin, right? We had kind of this W pattern. Um, I I don't like this VWAP right now, right? But technically we're still confirmed bullish. But the EMA is still telling us that we're bearish. So really, guys, with Ethereum, what would be really nice, and let me pull out a fib. Let me pull out a fib. You guys know I love to pull out my fib on live stream. Let me pull it from the bottom to the top and just see what we can see. Nothing. Nothing too significant here. Yeah, it's interesting. I wonder if Ethereum moves very strange, guys. It really does move very strange. It tends to disappoint. I mean, if anything, you can say that we found like a nice support on the 0.236 level, Fibonacci level, right here. And if we just draw a 4 hour trend line, support resistance line right there, you can kind of see that this has been a significant level historically. Actually, this was a pretty significant level. We wicked down right to here on the late February dump. Let me turn this blue so we know it's a 4 hour line. So it's good that we're above it again, but until we break out of this and we get a right now, Market Cipher B doesn't really give us any kind of direction. It's not really giving me any kind of direction on the 4 hour. Like, I would have wanted to see something like this, right? But instead, we got something like this. So, I don't know. I don't know what Ethereum's going to do. I know it's been pumping, today. It's been pumping today, but it hasn't even been that much of a pump, right? Like, a few days ago, we had much more of a significant pump, like a 10% pump. Today, what did we have? Like a 4 or 5% pump. So, yeah. I don't have much else to say about Ethereum. Progressive Martian meant Market Cipher B levels. Pretty Gay wants to know a hint for my band name. I cannot give a hint, guys. I cannot give a hint. Mix Ellis says, "Hey Jason, when we're looking at the 24-minute chart and seeing the momentum wave carry on sideways, we want it to dip down and cool off and bring a green dot, right? We don't look for just the next green dot." Yes, that is ideal. Ideally, when we're looking at our execution time frame, when we're looking for an entry, it's always ideal for things to cool off as much as possible, right? Because I always make this analogy, but when we're looking at these waves, and Wolfpack ID is really cooling off, which is nice to see. But when we're looking at these waves, it's like if you throw the rock off of here and we get a bounce from here, that's going to be a nice bounce. But if we throw the rock off of here and we just get to the 60 line, I mean, we're not going to have that significant of a bounce. It's all about looking at the general direction. So if we're printing a bottom here and then a trigger here, we want to see like another trigger here, right? We want to see these things progressively move up until we're in a very significant uptrend. And if we're in an extremely significant uptrend, then we can see them printing higher and higher. But in general, guys, we want to see, especially if our last trigger wave was way down here below the zero line, this one up here, this is not sufficient. This is not sufficient for me. Now there are some good things happening right now, which is we're coming down close to the 21 EMA, and also Wolfpack ID is starting to cool down, and also the 24-minute Market Cipher B is also starting to cool down. So ideally, if I was going to look for a second little pop off of that 4-hour momentum, because really the starting point for our trade is this 4-hour trigger wave right here, right? This is the starting point. Every other thing that we're going to do, if we're going to enter long, it's based off this. This 4-hour trigger is our starting point from which everything else is based. And so if we do think we have a second opportunity to get another little pump here, we want to see it come down a little bit more and kind of so that we can draw a clear direction. That's what we want to see. And Wolfpack ID, guys, just turned purple. It just turned purple. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens if we get a nice touch to this EMA, right? And we get a nice green trigger wave somewhere in here, and we get a nice Wolfpack ID like this. Whilst always, guys, the 4-hour is also confirmed to be bullish. Yeah, that's what I would wait for if I was looking for another entry. But unfortunately, I don't know if that ship has sailed. We're gonna have to wait and see. I mean, obviously, the most significant movement has happened. That does not mean we can't have more significant movement, but it just means that usually that initial pump is the best, and then things cool off a little bit. So we'll have to really wait and see. All right, let's get back into the chat here. BZ, J. Casper. Jay, after all confirmations are met with your strategy, how do you know exactly when to get in? For me, I find myself chasing the price up with limit orders. Do you place market orders? That's a great question. So, I try to use limit orders, but if I have to really get in there, I will use a market order. Orange Army wants to know, when is my next training session? Tomorrow. The course, guys. The course is tomorrow. We are going to be talking about, what are we going to be talking about? We are going to start going over Market Cipher, okay? Next 3 sessions, okay? This coming Thursday, which is tomorrow, and then next Monday, next Tuesday, and next Thursday, we're going to continue on our course, which is live streaming. I only have 50 people in the live stream because I want it to be a small, intimate group where people can ask questions and I can answer all the questions. But I am making the course available for everybody, where you can watch the recorded videos after the fact and get access to the Discord to ask me questions in the question section. I try to get to answer all those questions. Guys, this course is a comprehensive trading course. If you're totally new to trading and you want to have a foundation, you want to build confidence so that you can know when you enter a trade that is going to be a profitable trade, then this course is totally for you. If you're interested, join my free Discord. And in the Discord, okay, there is this picture of Jason Casper's like button spiking to all new highs. So guys, make sure to smash the like button, FOMO in, because it is hitting all new highs. It's the next Dogecoin. You don't want to miss out on the next Dogecoin. But guys, in my Discord, there is a channel called Trading Course Information. Click on that channel, and all the information on how to get into that course is in there. And we have a nice private Discord where we have some really awesome traders sharing their TA. We discuss our trades, our wins, our losses, our fails, our anti-fails, our passes. I don't know. James Brown says, awesome course, hugely helpful for me, and I'm only in 5 lessons and I have learned tons. Shout out to James Brown. Jason Brown says, FOMO into the like button. Yeah, guys, FOMO into the like button. We've got almost 700 people up in her. and only 423 likes. Rike wants to know if I can show how to properly draw trend lines. Yes. Yes. Yes, I can. Let's talk about how to properly draw trend lines. When we're drawing a trend line, what we want to do, and just so you know, a trend line is a horizontal support or resistance level. What we want to do is we just want to grab out our trend line. And there is some subjectivity to this, guys. There really is some subjectivity to drawing trend lines. But what we want to do is we want to pick a point and we want to just start connecting we want to start connecting lows. We want to start connecting lows. Like there's not one way to do it. You could draw a trend line like this. Okay? Just connect points together and notice if you can find patterns. Does price tend to come down and touch this trend line? Yeah, we have one touch here, one touch here, one touch here. Then maybe zoom out more and extend the trend line down and see, okay, is this a continuation of maybe a larger trend, right? Let's see if we can connect this trend line to something that happened a long time ago. I don't think we can, guys. I don't think we can. So you would just then connect your trend line. Whoa, 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 whoa. What's going on here? Sorry, guys. Sorry, y'all. You would connect your trend line, like here, and then maybe you would draw another trend line on the top. Maybe you would do something like this. And you just look and you watch and you see what price has done historically. Really, a lot of times when you're drawing trend lines, I like to draw them and just see if I can find patterns. I just like to see if I can find patterns like this. Right? This is an interesting pattern right here. This trend line was acting as support, and then it's been acting as resistance the whole way up. So perhaps we can drag this out here, and then we can say, okay, maybe when we break out of this resistance, we'll come up and hit this. There's really no right or wrong way to do it, but when we're doing it, we want to look for patterns, we want to look for shapes, we want to look for tradable patterns. You can Google common trade patterns and see a lot of patterns that can be traded, but symmetrical triangles, ascending triangles, head and shoulders, cup and handles, those kinds of things. You know, the trend lines, a lot of it is up to your own interpretation. And there is an art to technical analysis, guys. It is technical, but a lot of it is subjective as well. Like, obviously, there's concrete things, right? Like, we can't deny that there's a support or a resistance, but people will look at charts and see different things. They'll come up with different strategies. You have contrarian traders who will be shorting when most people are longing, etc. It's an art form. Trading is an art form. There's a technical aspect to it, but it's also an art form. Who is... Oh, Cyrix. Cyrix is one of the dislikers. Yeah, I guess not everyone's going to like your videos. Oh, Gianni Carducci wants to know, Jason, any suggestions on scalping strategies with Market Cipher? Guys, and it's created wants to know, what is the lowest time frame you use to be most accurate and still be confident in your trades? Guys, I have a video in the Market Cipher playlist called Market Cipher Scalping Strategy, Bitcoin Strategy, Trading for Beginners. This will tell you how I trade on lower time frames, okay? And I think that you will find this video extremely helpful. It is meant for people who have a basic understanding of technical analysis, okay? So just basic support, resistance, trend lines, moving averages, that's all you really need to know. And then it just focuses in on Market Cipher and using Market Cipher, okay? So, you know, I'm coming down as far as the 3-minute time frame in this video. Obi Coin says that video is 10 out of 10, no joke. Watched it last night, made $50 today. Shout out to Obi Coins. Shout out to Obi Coins. Yeah, guys, like these strategies here, on my playlist, these Market Cipher strategies and tips, right? This is basically, well, obviously I'm going to think this, but if I was new to trading, if I was new to Market Cipher, by the way, guys, if you don't have Market Cipher and you want to get it, it would help me out if you use my affiliate link. You don't have to, but it would help me out. This is everything I wish I knew. If I was a brand new trader and I was feeling overwhelmed with information, just these 8 videos, I believe, can put you off on the right foot. On the right foot. Okay, these 8 videos and some basic understanding of technical analysis, which you can learn for free on the internet. But if you want it in a clear, concise, orderly fashion, you can join my course simply by going to my free Discord, going to the course information section, checking out the info there, or send me a message. I'll send you the info. Either way, you don't need to take my course to learn this stuff, guys. This is available for free on the internet. The only benefit to this course is that this is me basically telling you everything you need to know in order and tying it all together so that you can actually take it and apply it, because it's easy to get information, but a lot of times information is like finding random jigsaw puzzle pieces and not exactly knowing how to put them together. The purpose of this course is to give you the puzzle pieces in order so that you kind of learn everything that you need to know before you dive in. But yeah, some basic TA in these 8 videos will put you off to a great start, guys. A great start. The Bitcoin 20 EMA is around 58.5K question mark. It depends on what time frame you're looking on. The EMA goes by candlesticks of the current time frame. No, I don't have a discount code for Market Cipher BRAD on crypto. I used to, but it ran out, and CryptoFace hooked me up with it, but it had a time limit, and perhaps in the future, there will be another one. Biggie Cheese wants to know, how old am I? I'm old. Crypto Bull wants to know how to draw trend lines. I just went over that, yo. Rewatch the stream. Or sign up for the course. You'll learn all about it. Beef Slave wants to know what I think about the number 3, 6, and 9. Are you talking about time frames, Beef Slave? Pretty Gay wants to know, yeah, Beef Slave, let me know. Pretty Gay wants to know, would I say that the scalping strategy is less reliable than the 424? I would say that the scalping strategy requires more, it requires a lot more mental energy and focus. And there's more room for error. Because there's more things you have to consider. There's more things you have to think about. So there's a greater margin for error. But I wouldn't say it's more or less accurate. I would just say there's more opportunity to screw it up. How do you sign up for the course? Join the Discord. There's a link in the description. I'll put the link for the Discord in the chat. Sign up. There's a channel in there called Trading Course Info. You can go in there and get the info, or you could just send me a DM, send me a message, slide into my DMs, y'all. And Beef Slave says Nikola Tesla was crazy about this number. They're magical. Yeah, I don't have any thoughts about the specific numbers. Tesla, sad story, right? What happened to that guy? They basically raided his workshop, stole everything. Nobody ever knows what happened to it. And yeah, sad, but numbers are very significant, guys. Numbers are very significant in the creation in general. So I'm not much into numerology, but I know that numbers are extremely significant. Which is the most consistent and safe strategy for trading? Asked Krishnu Kalita. In my humble opinion, the safest and easiest trading strategy is the swing trading strategy, where you're in these massive trades for a week, 2 weeks. Check out this video, Huge Profits with Market Cipher, Swing Trading Strategy. Awesome strategy, especially for new traders. Also, the 4-hour, 24-minute strategy is also a great strategy, guys. It's a great strategy. Check out this playlist, Market Cipher tutorials on my channel. Sean Sykes just got here. What is the next entry? That's a good question, man. Basically, wow. Oh, this is the 2-hour. That freaked me out for a second, guys. I thought it was the 24-minute. Basically, if this 4-hour still remains bullish, a potential next entry would be after Market Cipher B cools off on a lower time frame and preferably gives us a nice scoopy trigger wave right here so that we can see this clear direction, okay? Also, we want to make sure that Wolfpack ID is crossing up like this. That is the next potential entry. Now, again, like I said, oftentimes the first pump, if we're doing the 4-hour, 24-minute strategy where we would have entered right here, a lot of times that first pump is the most significant. That doesn't mean we can't get another pump. But keep in mind, guys, we did just reject off of resistance. It was a pretty solid rejection, I would say. We pierced through it twice, and then we just start coming down like this. Right now, we're at the 21 EMA on the 24-minute time frame. So, I don't know. Personally, I don't know if I'm going to wait for an entry. I'm exhausted tonight. I don't know if I'm going to wait for an entry. I'm pissed that I missed this first one that was just so perfect. It was so perfect. It met all 5 confirmations perfectly, and I missed it. Oh, man. But there's no need to focus on the past. Just have to be patient. I missed the move. I have to stick to my strategy. Not going to FOMO. It's all good in the hood. Chris McAlpin wants to know, if you get liquidated on leverage, do you owe money? No, you don't. That's the cool thing about leverage trading on Bybit. You don't ever owe money. You just get liquidated and lose everything. Everything. KSFS09 wants to know, how do you protect yourself when you have a winning trade, but all of a sudden the whales dump the price like in February recently? Yeah, great question. Let's actually discuss that, okay? So if you are in a winning trade, and let's say it's like a long trade, okay? And I was in a long trade. I was actually in a trade from January 29th, okay? Right after, actually it was January 28th, because I remember I entered long, went to sleep, woke up the next morning, and Tesla had pumped the price all the way up, and I was like, oh my goodness, this is nuts. I don't think I ever made that much profit overnight before on the first day. I entered on January 28th. I was in a trade all the way until I think February 22nd, February 23rd, around that time. February 22nd for sure. And basically what you're going to do, what you're going to do is you're going to enter when you get your confirmation. So in this case, right, it was a trigger wave on Market Cipher B on the 4-hour, right? We hit our bottom, money flow in the red. We came over, we crossed over right here, okay? And actually, the real reason I entered this trade was because we were printing a green trigger wave on the daily time frame, but it corresponded to this trigger wave right here, okay? So I entered around here. And what you're going to do is you're going to enter here, you're going to put your stop loss down here, okay? And then what you're going to do as the trade moves up is when you come to the tops, you're going to take some profit out. And then the way you're going to take profit out is when you see that the wave is about to print a red dot, right? You see it's curving over right here. This is where you would take out some profits, right? You take it out when you see it starting to curve down. And then what you do after you take those profits out is You reinvest them into the trade when we come back down and print another trigger wave right here. You would re-enter with the profits you took out here, and so you're compounding your trade on the way up. This is how you can trade with no leverage and keep compounding your trade, making more and more money or very low leverage. And every time you take out some profit and you come back in and do a new entry, you're going to take that stop loss and you're just going to move it up. You're going to move up that stop loss, and I always keep it below the 21 EMA, and I always keep it, oh, dang, I'm glitching pretty bad on the live stream. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the glitches. All right, let me see. Yeah, it looks pretty bad, guys. It looks really bad. Guys, I'm going to have to end the stream because it's so bad. I'm getting a new computer soon, which is going to yeah, Starlink internet. I'm gonna have to check out Starlink internet, and also my computer just sucks, man. So okay, guys, I'm gonna have to cut the stream. Make sure to